want to do a quick weather update about tomorrow. I know it's Veterans Day and all that, but I gotta bring this to everybody's attention. We're gonna have a major severe weather outbreak tomorrow, by the way it's looking right now. It's probably gonna be the first major one we've seen in months, at least since May. Summer was pretty quiet. Yeah, we had some tornadoes, but not as many as we did in May and April. I wouldn't be shocked if there was some long-tracked, supercells that developed because of all the mid-level shear. And, yeah, I know the instability is going to be a factor here, but everything else is coming together for this to happen. We're going to have hailers. We're going to have tornado-producing ones. They could get started, as early in the morning. If that happens, they're probably going to form a little outflow boundary for the afternoon round to ride on, and that could be, more of a tornado threat, by the way they're making it sound right now. Yep. I'd be concerned more about wind damage with the morning round and maybe a spin up of a tornado, maybe. I think the afternoon round we really have to watch. For strong tornadoes. I'm very concerned about that with the afternoon round. Oh yeah. Okay. It says, here's a little summary for y'all. Some severe storms capable of producing large hail, wind damage, and an isolated tornado threat are expected to develop in the eastern parts of the Central Plains to the lower Mississippi Valley by late Wednesday morning into the afternoon. So probably when I'm at the high school. The potential of wind damage and tornadoes may increase during in the Mississippi Valley during the afternoon. A more isolated threat for wind damage and an isolated tornado could be possible in the Arklatex, the Ozarks of Missouri, and the lower Mississippi Valley. I'm going to read you guys a synopsis. During day 2, models remain consistent about the track of strengthening / deepening expected with a progressive mid-upper level low, while short wave trough and closed low across the Central Plains into the upper Great Lakes. The attendant deepening surface cyclone is expected to track to the northeast from west to northwest Kansas, where they have blizzard warnings out right now because of blowing snow, believe it or not. From 12Z Wednesday, so I'm assuming that's early in the morning Wednesday, in Iowa, from 12 to 00Z, and then in the upper Great Lakes by 12Z Thursday. A trailing cold front, I'm assuming, will spread to the southern plains into Missouri, Arkansas, and deep south Texas by late afternoon, and then to the Ohio, Tennessee, lower Mississippi valleys by Wednesday night. Given the strengthening deep layer wind fields that are expected in response to the progressive dynamic shortwave trough, deep layer and low level shear are expected to be quite strong. Oh Lord. Along and ahead of the surface low and the cold front. Okay, whenever a surface low passes by my area, I gotta watch it. I think that's what caused a tornado here about 2 months ago, back in September. Yeah, it was a high end EF2, but that thing did so much damage along its nearly 7-mile path. But although low-level lapse rates will tend to be weak across the risk areas but during day 2, the steepest mid-level lapse rates will continue to be located on the track of the mid-level closed low across the mid-Missouri Valley and Iowa and northern Missouri. This will result in CAPE around 500 joules per kilogram. For those of you who don't know what CAPE is basically how much instability is in the atmosphere. So, I've seen during the summer, I think it was over 5,000 joules over the summer. And storms, whenever they developed, it was explosive. Alright? possible within the northern extent, including the enhanced risk area. So if I had to draw a line where I think the most active stuff was going to happen, I would say from north central Missouri to Hannibal and Quincy. St. Louis is in the slight risk, so okay. I'm trying to think. Galesburg, Illinois, that's one of them. And Peoria, and then Springfield, and Bloomington. I would not be shocked if we saw strong to possibly long track tornadoes tomorrow because of the surface low, because we all remember what happened on April 9th in Illinois. That EF4 that ripped through Fairdale. Unfortunately took 2 lives, but oh my. So, okay. The instability will be confined to a rather narrow corridor along and out of the front, with Cape less than 500 joules per kilogram. The greatest potential for organized, sustained, strong to severe thunderstorms will be across from eastern Nebraska. So I'm talking about the folks in Lincoln and Omaha and Valley, where the National Weather Service office is out there. To central and southern Iowa, I'm talking about you folks in Des Moines and maybe Davenport later on, and the Quad Cities, to northern Missouri and Illinois. As strongest forcing for ascent within the exit region of 100 plus knots and 500 millibar jet spreads west to east across these areas. Late Wednesday morning, all severe hazards will be possible. Oh Lord. So basically, for our vets, expect weather to get crazy like later on in the morning. That's all I can say. It's going to be similar to November 17th, 2013, where they got going like 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, the bad thing I see about this, the kids will be in school. So if there was a long track tornado heading towards a place, I'd be concerned about the kids being in school, so that might be a problem tomorrow. But farther south along I-70 through southern Missouri and western Kentucky, effective both shear and oriented perpendicular to the cold front favors discrete storm modes with a threat for supercells. Severe threat across this region is a category 2 severe risk, in other words, a slight risk, as weak lapse rates and weak instability within a strongly sheared environment suggests low top convection may struggle to be sustained for a greater severe threat episode. At least it's not like November 17th in that aspect across West Kentucky. We had some pretty long track, strong tornadoes down there. If I had to remember one in particular, it had to be the Brookport, West Paducah tornado. That thing was an EF3, but that thing was on the ground, I think, about 40 miles, a little bit over 40 miles. Farther east, the eastern portions of the initial Day 2 enhanced and slight risk areas have been trimmed westward some, as a preceding stable boundary layer may tend to limit the downward transfer of stronger winds to produce severe gusts. Basically, all the information that I just read to you, take the warning seriously as they get issued tomorrow. Who knows? We could have some strong to perhaps long track tornadoes. That's why I'm concerned about any storms that can develop, along with the surface low. Oh boy. Basically, I think this is probably the third. I think this is going to be another Veterans Day in recent memory that we've had severe weather on. I've seen videos of the 2002 event. Like 12 people got killed in Alabama because of the tornadoes that afternoon and that night. Let's hope we don't have any fatalities tomorrow. That's all I can say. If anybody's planning to cover this, go right ahead. Might be an active day. I wouldn't be shocked if that got raised higher based off what they were making that sound like. If that went from 3 to level 4 in that hatched area right there from south central Iowa to southeast Iowa to far northern Missouri, like northeast of Kansas City, to around Quincy, Peoria, and then Springfield. I wouldn't be shocked if that got up to moderate tomorrow. That wouldn't really shock me at all because of the threat for long track supercells that could produce families of tornadoes and lots of hail and wind damage. But the good news is they're going to eventually turn to a squall line and move into Indiana by late tomorrow night. They're going to be, we may have to worry about embedded tornadoes, but they're not going to be like, like if they were produced out of a one lone supercell. I'm thinking the tornadoes that get produced tomorrow will be strong to violent, especially if they develop in that hatched area. Let's be careful tomorrow, and all the vets,